Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Rock had a backup plan at Elimination Chamber, Toronto, after Cody Rhodes turned down the offer to become his corporate champion. John Cena turned heel for the first time in more than 20 years, attacking the undisputed WWE champion until he was bruised, bloodied, and brutalized. Rhodes is set to address what happened last Saturday in tonight's episode of SmackDown Live from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. It's going to be an emotional night for the American Nightmare, considering he finished his story there last year at WrestleMania 40. However, The Rock could always make his presence felt and continue to make things hard for Rhodes. Let's look at the 5 ways the final boss can affect this Friday's episode of SmackDown. Quite possibly the least feasible outcome, since Cody Rhodes is already advertised to appear, but it makes sense for The Rock to continue punishing him. Rhodes turned him down and strongly rejected his offer at Elimination Chamber. The beating Rhodes took might just be the start of a hellacious road to WrestleMania 41. The final boss could be inclined to soften him up as much as possible to be easy pickings for the heel John Cena in Las Vegas. The bloodline might be having internal problems, but this scenario opens up a lot of doors in the future. Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, and Jacob Fatu obeying orders from the final boss could lead to a potential feud with Roman Reigns down the line. The trio has always had an issue with Cody Rhodes, so an attack from them won't be surprising from a storyline continuity standpoint. Sikoa or Fatu saying something like, "The Rock and John Cena send their regards" will surely make the crowd and people online go crazy. Before the American Nightmare turned down The Rock's offer, Cody Rhodes received plenty of incredible things to persuade him to accept. While he still has his own locker room and his bus, one way to make things more difficult for the undisputed WWE champion would be to remove whatever privileges he has. Nick Aldis or even Triple H won't have a say in it, especially if the final boss uses his position as a member of TKO's board of directors to make Cody's life more miserable. Fans are already feeling sorry for Rhodes ahead of WrestleMania, so it makes sense for him to get more sympathy moving forward. While fans are waiting for The Rock and John Cena to address what happened at Elimination Chamber, they are not set to appear on WWE television until later this month. That means people are going to look at Cody Rhodes for his reaction to the blatant betrayal by his WrestleMania 41 opponent. But to get more heat for the final boss, he could instruct Nick Aldis to send Rhodes home. Aldis can say that he's not medically cleared to be on SmackDown, so for his own safety, he might be sent home and not allowed to return until he gets the green light from WWE's medical team. The most likely scenario is for The Rock to interrupt Cody Rhodes' segment while he's reacting to the John Cena heel turn. Due to his schedule, it might be impossible for Rocky to appear again on television before WrestleMania 41. His presence, whether live or not, is needed to further build the story on the road to WrestleMania. WWE could do it via live feed or a recorded video, with Rhodes going back and forth with the final boss. It gives an old-school feel to the storyline, especially with Cena being a bad guy for the first time since 2003. Cody Rhodes forced to leave by Nick Aldis. New Bloodline's purpose revealed. It's the end of an era for Cody Rhodes. For months, the rivalry between Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns has been building to a fever pitch. After failing to capture the Universal Championship at WrestleMania, Cody found himself in a war of words with the Reigns family and various other factions in WWE, including the Judgment Day and even Nick Aldis, who had been recently brought into the fold by Roman Reigns himself. The alliance between Reigns and Aldis, however, was far more than just business. It was personal, and Aldis had made it clear that he was determined to strip Cody of everything he had worked so hard to build. Little did anyone know that Aldis had a long-term plan in place, one that would culminate in the biggest shock WWE fans had seen in years. On this particular night, SmackDown was about to witness an unexpected turn of events. As the opening pyros blazed across the arena, the air was thick with anticipation. The Bloodline had been on a rampage, their domination seemingly unchallenged. Roman Reigns and his family had control of the WWE, but one man stood in their way: Cody Rhodes. Rhodes had been a thorn in their side ever since he returned at WrestleMania 38. His goal had always been to take down Roman Reigns to end the reign of the Tribal Chief and restore order to WWE. But Roman, with the backing of his family, had proven nearly unbeatable. What no one knew was that the next chapter in this epic saga would not be written by Cody himself, but by someone far more calculating, someone who had always been operating in the shadows, Nick Aldis. Nick Aldis' rise to power. Nick Aldis had been a man of mystery for a while, appearing occasionally in WWE's upper echelons but never truly making a big impact. His presence, however, had grown in importance, especially with the rise of the new Bloodline faction, a group that sought to reshape WWE's future through dominance. This new faction was not just about family ties like the original Bloodline, but about power, strategy, and ruthless ambition. Aldis had long been building a personal vendetta against Cody Rhodes. Their history went back years, with Aldis and Rhodes crossing paths in NWA. But it wasn't just a professional rivalry, it was personal. Nick Aldis saw Cody as a flash in the pan, a man who thought he could rewrite history with a golden shovel. He wasn't wrong. Cody's return to WWE had been impactful, but Aldis believed it had overshadowed other talents who truly deserved the spotlight. He made it his mission to end Rhodes' dream once and for all. Aldis saw in Roman Reigns the perfect ally, the ultimate man to bring an end to Cody's aspirations. Roman Reigns, with his years of dominance, had the power, and Aldis had the cunning. Together, they crafted a strategy that would ensure Cody was forced to the sidelines. The final straw. The forceful departure of Cody Rhodes. The night began innocently enough, with Cody Rhodes entering the ring to address the WWE Universe. The crowd roared with anticipation, as Cody stood tall, microphone in hand, ready to speak his mind. But before he could utter a word, the lights went out. A chilling silence fell across the arena before the unmistakable sound of Roman Reigns' theme filled the arena. The Tribal Chief, along with his entire family, appeared at the entrance. Behind him stood Nick Aldis, wearing a smug grin on his face. The crowd erupted in boos, sensing that something was about to unfold that would change the landscape of WWE forever. Roman Reigns spoke first. "You've done everything you can, Cody. You've fought with everything you have. But there's one thing you didn't account for, and that's Nick Aldis. He's the true mastermind behind this all. You've been playing checkers, Cody, but we've been playing chess." Cody, undeterred, turned to face the trio, preparing for a war of words. He was ready for anything Roman could throw at him. But the story wasn't going to unfold through words, it was going to unfold through action. Aldis stepped forward and grabbed the mic from Roman, his voice cold and calculating. "You see, Cody, your time here has come to an end. You've been a thorn in the side of Roman, but you've also been a thorn in the side of true champions. You may have been the American nightmare, but now you're about to face your biggest nightmare. A new era led by Roman Reigns, with me as the architect of your demise." Before Cody could respond, Aldis pointed towards the back. The Usos, Solo Sikoa, and several other figures emerged from the locker room. It was clear that Aldis had been quietly assembling an army, and tonight they were about to execute their plan. A massive brawl broke out, with Cody fighting valiantly against the overwhelming numbers. But no matter how much he fought, the tide was too strong. Aldis' strategy was flawless. His group held Cody down while Roman Reigns delivered a vicious spear. But that wasn't enough. This wasn't just about a physical confrontation. This was about sending a message. With the crowd in shock, Nick Aldis delivered the final blow, a devastating betrayal. Aldis, without any warning, turned on Cody Rhodes, slapping a steel chair across his back. The shockwave reverberated through the crowd as the once underdog Cody Rhodes lay in agony. Roman and the others stepped aside as Aldis, with a twisted smirk on his face, delivered the final words, "Cody, your time is over. You've been erased from the history books. From this moment forward, you no longer exist in the eyes of the new bloodline. Go home." The scene left the WWE Universe in stunned silence. It was official. Cody Rhodes was forced to leave WWE. The new Bloodline's true purpose revealed. In the weeks following the brutal attack, the new Bloodline's true purpose began to crystallize. They weren't just another faction, this was a movement. They weren't about defending the honor of the family or seeking personal accolades. They were about creating a new era of dominance in WWE. Roman Reigns, Nick Aldis, and their followers had one goal in mind: complete and total control of WWE. Roman Reigns, once the tribal chief, had evolved into a godlike figure in WWE, unchallenged and unstoppable. But with Aldis by his side, the new Bloodline had a much larger vision, one that went beyond simple dominance. Their goal was to reshape WWE itself, eliminating any threats to their reign, including established stars like Cody Rhodes, and replacing them with new blood, wrestlers who were willing to toe the line and follow their lead. Nick Aldis wasn't just a manager or an advisor. He was the mastermind behind the entire strategy. His role in the new Bloodline wasn't just as a mouthpiece, but as a calculated tactician who understood the intricacies of manipulating talent and positioning them for ultimate power. He was the one who orchestrated the demise of Cody Rhodes and paved the way for Roman's reign to be unchallenged. The new Bloodline was no longer just about family ties. It was about strength, power, and control. With Aldis at the helm, Roman Reigns' empire was set to expand to unprecedented heights. The future of WWE was in their hands, and the world had better get used to it. 5 ways The Rock can make his presence felt on WWE SmackDown tonight. As the war between the new Bloodline and the rest of WWE rages on, one man who has yet to make his mark is none other than The Rock, a living legend who has dominated WWE for decades. Tonight on SmackDown, there are several ways The Rock can make his presence felt, adding fuel to the fire and setting up a potential clash for the future. Confronting Roman Reigns face-to-face. The most obvious and impactful way The Rock can make his presence known is by confronting Roman Reigns directly. The Rock has a storied history with Roman, and a confrontation between the two could ignite an epic battle for the Universal Championship. A fiery exchange of words could set the stage for a huge match at the upcoming pay-per-view event. Aligning with Cody Rhodes for vengeance. While Cody Rhodes has been taken out of the picture by Aldis and the new Bloodline, The Rock could make a surprise return to SmackDown and align himself with Cody. Together, they could form an unlikely alliance to take on the power of the new Bloodline. The Rock's star power and experience in battling the odds would give Cody the support he needs to rise again. Interrupting the new Bloodline celebration. After their big victory over Cody Rhodes, Roman and the new Bloodline could hold a celebration in the ring, claiming their dominance. This is when The Rock could make his dramatic return, interrupting the festivities and challenging Roman's claim to the top of the mountain. His mere presence would send shockwaves through the SmackDown roster. Setting up a high-stakes match for the future. The Rock could take to the mic and issue a challenge to Roman Reigns, setting up a future high-stakes match for the Universal Championship. Whether it's a WrestleMania main event or a special SmackDown event, the mere idea of The Rock going toe-to-toe with Roman would captivate the WWE Universe. The Rock's mentorship of a rising star. Another way The Rock could make his presence felt is by becoming a mentor to a rising star on SmackDown. With the new Bloodline dominating the scene, The Rock could take a young talent under his wing, helping them rise to prominence while simultaneously building a storyline that leads to a future confrontation with Roman Reigns. This mentorship angle would not only enhance the career of a WWE superstar, but would also position The Rock as a key figure in shaping the future of WWE. Conclusion. The WWE landscape is shifting, with Nick Aldis and the new Bloodline firmly establishing their dominance. The forced departure of Cody Rhodes is just the beginning of what promises to be an unforgettable chapter in WWE history. But with The Rock looming on the horizon, the stage is set for a clash of titans. Whether he allies with Cody, confronts Roman, or sets his sights on a new star, The Rock's return to SmackDown will undoubtedly shake the foundations of WWE to their core. Stay tuned because the battle for WWE's future is only just beginning. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our WWE official YouTube channel for more update news.